We want to appreciate all your contributions, and let me use this opportunity to encourage all of us to use the like button, the share button, especially the dollar sign, because today is supposed to be a weekend, Sunday. Ghana Watch, and even the panelists are all supposed to be resting or relaxing. But today we are here doing what we know how best to do, fighting for you and I, fighting for the upliftment of our nation. So please, ladies and gentlemen, please use the dollar sign, buy Oga Naija Watch a cup of coffee. Like Oga Alabo said, it will even be better if you can do it directly into the Nigerian accounts because of the YouTube 1/3 a percentage that they usually withdraw. So having said that, let me quickly say good evening to you, Mommy Diaspora. Thank you so much for all you do. May the good Lord continue to bless you, even as you keep blessing the nation with your efforts, with your time, with your zeal, with your zest. Thank you so much, Mommy. Yeah, people, I think the first thing, Prince Collins, I'll come first for Prince Collins. Prince Collins, I would have vehemently disagreed with you when you said it's not just laying the blame on the doorstep of one section of people in the country. But when Nigeria was now played that video of the Fulani people, the same people, I was glad the way you responded. Say, Prince Collins, even if you have people, pockets, islands of people doing the same thing the Fulanis are doing, these are just, I'll just call them side effects of the real problem. The real problem started with the Fulanis. Even the Edolites, so you say some Edolites, even in the east, in every part of the country, you have some indigenous people doing the same thing. But the question you ask yourself, are those indigenous people, are they in Sokoto doing the same thing? Will you find Edo people in Kaduna doing the same thing? Will you find them in Sokoto, in Oshogbo, in Ogbomosho doing the same thing? The answer is no. It's only one set of people that is responsible for this, and we must have to call them out by their name. And remember the one they did in Edo State, even when the governor, when the people revolted against them, went to their houses, do what they were supposed to do. Did you not see the governors from the north protesting that our governor had to fly all the way to Kano to go and pacify their governors over there? That is how bad it is. See, it is a systemic thing. The people that are doing this, they exactly know what they are doing. So if indigenous people are joining them, it's just the way the system has been programmed. That is that for that. Then concerning this parliamentary thing, what me I heard Oga Jonathan was saying, I think it's just an alternative solution. If, for example, if Peter Obi is not able to get there, so what other option do we have? What other option? Are we going to throw our hands akimbo? So having the parliamentary system as a way of checkmating whoever is going to be there, God forbid if Peter Obi, if he doesn't make it, let's not even look at that direction. But having said that, the solution is not going to work in the sense that every election cycle, if you look at the percentage, most of the people coming back, they are all new senators. They are all new members of House of Assembly. In fact, the last election, only 25% of old senators came back. And across every 4 years, you only have like 30% of old people coming back. So it means about 70% of the people coming are new people. And if you dig further, these people, they have contested election before. What that means is that they have lost so much amount of money. Because if you are contesting for a member of the House of Rep or Senate, you'll be spending into the hundreds of millions and hundreds of billions respectively. So these people, they're already hungry. Some of them, they've taken loan. Some sold their houses. They all want to recover their funds back. So whoever the president is at that time, it becomes very easy for that president to buy these people over, considering the volume of free money we have in the circulation, monies that cannot be accounted for. The president can simply make a budget for one bogus project. And what will he do with that project? Takes all the fund there and use it to bribe all these people in the House of Rep, House of Senate, or whatever. And these people, they are conscious of the fact that probably they are not coming back again. So in that 4 years, they have only one business. That business is recovering everything they've lost before, everything they will spend to secure their election, everything that will keep them afloat, that will keep them among that 0.005% of the people that are managing the wealth of our nation. So it becomes very difficult for those people to act in good faith, to act or to take actions and decisions that will favor Nigeria. Rather, they all will be concerned with taking action that will favor their pockets, action that will replenish their whatever they must have lost. I know of a guy who contested in the last election for Senate. He lives in Canada. If you knew what that guy spent, and he still didn't win.
But what if Mr. DC, you know why the position you are taking now, you know why it is kind of, it's not aligning properly.
Okay.
If Mr. Peter Obi, or when he becomes the president, and all these people you are talking about in the house, they've spent a lot of money.
Yeah.
They all, become senators and rep. And Peter Obi is the president. So what we are saying is that indeed it is only when Peter Obi is the president they will not consider to recoup. They will take their losses. Is that what you're saying?
No, let me explain. What I'm saying is this. These people there, they will be very easy, very, very easy to be cajoled with finance. They will be so easy. Now, there is a huge difference between the presidency of Peter Obi and the presidency of Tinubu. If Tinubu is to be there, he's going to use everything against these people. Is either he's using their financial weakness. Number two, he will be using the EFCC against them. Number three, he will be using brute force. He doesn't care. They will not follow the law. If you don't align, they will look for something.
If you are clean, why would they use EFCC against you and it will work?
No, we are just talking from your own perspective that we can use the people in the house to kind of fight Tinubu. It's going to be difficult. It's almost a utopian tendency because if you look at all the presidents that have been in power, it's only just a few of them.
Who are the people that ended Obasanjo's third term? You people have to know the historical perspective of Nigerian politics. They are even people of his own party, not even another party.
But there was a huge reason for that.
Forget, it is still the same National Assembly.
No, there was a huge. It's not the same status quo thing. Because then what Obasanjo was doing was completely out of the box.
It was what Tinubu is doing now is not out of the box.
No, Tinubu is there in his second, he's going to be there for his second tenure. So it's going to be completely different. But the borderline is this. If His Excellency Peter Obi is there, I think that is the option that I want to stick with. That is what I'm used to. That is what I hope we should work. Because the power of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is so enormous. It's so enormous. They have executive orders in one place that they can use. He has the power to appoint, to do everything, parastatals everywhere. So he has the power to control the narrative. So a Tinubu president and a Peter Obi's president is going to be a completely different thing. But if we are saying that, okay, just in case this will be the next option for us, then I completely agree with that position. Now, back to the discussion. For Dati Ahmed.
Wait, before you go to Dati Ahmed, let me quickly throw this in just 10 seconds. Is it the same rubber stamp House of Assembly where the eyes will be more than the knee and they will still hit for the knees? Is that the same House of Assembly?
That's the point. That's what
I don't understand if there's another one. It's so funny, my brother.
Yeah, it's part of the reason. It's part of the thing I was trying to explain. Do you think before the eyes will have it and they'll give it to the nails, do you think it's a child play?
You understand? It's not a joke.
Yeah, funds have exchanged hands. Look at the way they pass the Electoral Act. They'll just section so and so agreed, yes. Before people could even say anything, they were just opening it and stamping everything. And that was it. So I'll just go back to that Ahmed. I enjoy your submission concerning that Ahmed. And I think when I first talked about it, you asked me a very simple question. What was he supposed to do in the ticket? He was supposed to bring value to the ticket, and that is how it ought to be. But I don't know why he keeps saying it that he has done a huge favor for His Excellency Peter Obi. I don't know why he's saying it like that. I just believe it's just the same Fulani alpha personality, alpha male personality. They don't want to take this backstage. They just want to be at the news, at the eye of the storm every single time. You've just done what you are supposed to do. So what's the big deal about that? What is exactly the big deal about that? Peter Obi that made your name to become a household name. He has never mentioned it for one day. He has not. But you can look at his words. He said he smuggled Peter Obi around the north to meet with the leaders of the north. He smuggled a presidential candidate around the north. That is arrogance at the finest. There's no way any other person, you can't tell me anything. Nobody can tell me anything about that. And let's not forget something. I just want to refer everybody back. I hope you remember what Dr. Ahmed said about the NSAS campaign. I hope you remember what he said. He was not totally in support of that campaign. I know it's generated a huge wave controversy then, but then because of this ticketing, people came out and just looked for a way of explaining it away. But I think this is his person. He's a fine gentleman. Nobody can take that away from him. He's a fine gentleman, but there's this thing in them where they come from. There's this thing in them. They don't believe in being, let me not say second fiddle, being any person's deputy. They just want to be there at every point in time. I've analyzed this several times. Look at how the way they position themselves in every election cycle. 2021, 2031, at least, we have two of them already in the race. Strong contenders already waiting in the flank. So no matter what you do, they are always going to be waiting. So Nigerians, I think we have come to the highlight of today's broadcast, according to my own perspective. And the highlight is to continue to let us know that if we continue like this, it's only a question of time before we will not have a Nigeria again. Because you cannot tell me that if this insecurity festers longer than this, that people are just going to keep quiet. You can't tell me that. Despite the children that are in captivity, they are still going on doing the same thing. And look at the terms and conditions they've given a whole federal government of Nigeria. And somebody wants to convince me that the people that are doing this are just ordinary. Is this ragtag army that we are seeing on TikTok? So the power behind these people, I believe, is even bigger than the power behind Nigeria. Because if not that, what is stopping every president from acting? That is why no matter how any person say it, I believe Ebele Jonathan could have done more. That confab of 2014, he could have signed it into power, into law. Till today, we still don't know the people that made him not to be able to do so. Obviously, it has to do with this same set of people that feel that Nigeria belongs to them. So people, the only option is His Excellency Peter Obi, because the difference is very clear. You see all this insecurity they talked about. His name has never been mentioned in any of them. Look at the corruption everywhere that has permeated every fabric of our society. His name has never been mentioned. Anything illegal, the fuel crisis, the importation crisis, everything you can think of. Election stealing, vote stealing, he has never been part of any of them. Even when he was the governor of Anambra State. That even reminds me, it also made another strong case for him again. When he was the governor of Anambra State, he was just there by himself. All the people in the parliament in Anambra State, they were all in PDP. But somehow he was able to navigate his way. That was why they impeached him But he got his mandate back, and eventually, during his second tenure, he was able to perform better than what he did in the first tenure. And eventually, he won some. In short, in his second tenure, I think it was 50-50. The people from APGA and PDP, APC, the others put together, even they had somebody from Labour Party then. So that's to tell you the power of the governor, of the head of the executive. They are quite powerful in Nigeria, not like in other climes. So I think I've exhausted my time. I'll just leave it at that. But before we start the final submission, please, people, if you have not used the like button, please use it. And especially the dollar sign, if you have not, please, let's try and use it. So this section, like we usually do it, we just talk amongst ourselves for some time before Nigeria Watch comes in. So maybe we'll just start with 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe like 3 minutes first, so that everybody, it can go around everybody before Nigeria Watch comes in. So at this juncture, please permit me to call on Oga Alabo, our Dream Nation. You want to open your microphone and talk to us if you are there. Our Dream Nation, if you are not there, Oga Jonathan, please talk to us. Is Oga Jonathan there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Yeah, Oga Jonathan, talk to us.
Thank you very much.
Three minutes.
Let me say this. I'm kind of stunned with the position that you guys are taking on this issue of National Assembly. It is so contradictory. I see so many contradictions.
Okay,
I've always emphasized that Nigeria is not normal. But what I see is that you buttress it further, that Nigeria is not normal. Why you buttress that at the same time, with respect to the National Assembly, which is very, very important. When I say National Assembly, and I believe we all know that we're talking about the Senate and the House of Reps. Very, very, very important. And why I'm surprised is the fact that the National Assembly, you discount the powers of the National Assembly. I've said previously before that as crooked as the Nigerian Constitution is, as crooked, and I mean as bad as it is, the powers of the National Assembly is the only powers in that Constitution that can checkmate the president, no matter how bad or how criminal that president is. It is only the National Assembly. Mr. Peter Obi alone, we have to manage our expectations. We don't have to be naive and just say that once Peter Obi becomes the president, it does not matter. Even if he does not have control of the house, everything will fall in line. How naive that could be. That all the people, everything will just fall in line. That's a normal society. Nigeria is not normal. I will continue. I'm not derailing on that. That's a fact. But what you are now telling us is that once Peter Obi becomes the president and he does not get majority of the house, Nigeria will become normal. How naive that could be. For crying out loud. I also heard, which is also a fact, that most of these politicians in the House, Senate, and House of Rep, before they get there, they must have spent a lot of money, which is normal in Nigeria. Some of them will have borrowed money. Some of them will have sold their properties. They will come in. And that the only way they will just forget about all of that is only when Peter Obi becomes president. How naive that could be also, when you know that it is not a normal society. It will be quid pro quo, what they call it now. I can't remember the exact line accurately. quid pro quo. Yeah, I believe so. It will be an arrangement. They will only move to Peter Obi's side. Majority of them will move to Peter Obi's side if the status quo will continue, if they believe that they will get something out of the government. Yes. If they believe they will get something, it is Mr. Peter Obi that will now have to use his executive powers. It will be fight to finish. If you don't manage your expectation, I pity you. Then you will know that with the presidential executive powers, the Constitution of Nigeria also gives the House powers to override it. If they send a bill to the president, I want to assume that you know. What I'm thinking now is a costly assumption. Perhaps you don't know. If they want anything done and the president veto it, they can now use their 2/3 majority to override the president. It is there till tomorrow. They are not using it for Tinubu. They are not using it for Tinubu. Don't discount the powers of the National Assembly. It is just that Nigeria is not a normal country.
Sorry, excuse me. Mr. Elvis, Black Panther is behind, though. He's waiting at the door. Mr. Elvis, if you're there.
Black Panther is on the show.
Black Panther is already on the show.
How about at this screen now?
Thank you, Madam Rita. She loves me so much now.
Which one be thank you when you don't already this screen?
She got me for mind now. She loves me. That's why she's moved.
Yeah.
Don't mind them. They are jealous.
See, when Peter Obi becomes a president, that is one part, which is good enough. But without him, without the NDC or the opposition having majority, see, you see that 4 years, how naive could we be now? It can change Nigeria in 2-3 years' time. But because it doesn't have majority, it will be almost impossible. Because things that could be done in 1 month, the National Assembly has a way to drag it for 6 months. Up to 6 months, 8 months. What will Peter Obi do? I can see
30 seconds, Mr. Jonathan.
Yeah, I can see a situation where he will have to be coming out as we have never seen in Nigeria before. Rather than for him, the normal status quo, to go in there and be bribing them, literally bribing them, literally, stuffing their pocket with dollars. He will be crying out. He will be calling them out. But what they do normally is that this is what the president wants. I will have to stuff their pocket with dollars so that they will do what I want. Peter Obi will not do that. He will only be crying out, telling Nigerians, see, this is it, they are not doing it. But they will tell you that they are still sitting on their powers that the Constitution grants them. So the only way, and I'm not missing words, not two. The only way, if Tinubu returns, to checkmate him is through the National Assembly. It's not that you will not see those of them that will want to shift. You see, it has never happened in this Fourth Republic where you have a president and the opposition has 2/3 majority. The closest to it was when Saraki was president. Saraki was Senate president in the first few years of Buhari. That was the closest that we have.
Thank you, Mr. Jonathan.
But not in the House, only in the Senate. Even at that, they couldn't do anything. The APC still got all that they wanted. You can get the Senate, they will frustrate you in the House. You can get it in the House, they will wait for you in the Senate. They will frustrate you there. So I don't know. For me, it is important. We cannot discount it. I'm not saying that if Peter Obi becomes the president, things will not move. Things will move. But without, if we have majority, simple majority, not even two-thirds, if Peter Obi just have simple majority, yes, things will move very fast.
Thank you, Mr. Jonathan. Thank you very much for kind
Thank
of
you. Thank you,
supporting your
Chris.
original argument. Oga Alabo,
Yeah, sorry about that.